We have a special guest, someone who proposes a bill that will give small banks relief from Dodd-Frank. Now, this is extremely important to us on Varney and Company because some of our staff members have had horrendous problems getting loans from small banks because of Dodd-Frank. Coming on, please, a very welcome guest, Senator John Kennedy, Republican from Louisiana. Are you going to do something about this, sir? Because you've got a round of applause from the crowd right here.
Well, I certainly intend to, Stuart.
What are you going to do?
Well, I've introduced a bill. It's very simple. It says if you're a bank or a credit union in America and you have assets of less than $10 billion, then you're exempt from Dodd-Frank. It's very simple.
That's really good.
When Chairwoman Yellen appeared before our banking committee back in February, I asked her point blank. This is the question I asked her. I said, Chairwoman, what did the community banks do wrong in 2008? And here was her answer, quote, well, community banks were not the reason for the financial crisis. Now, that came from the chair of the Federal Reserve. And I haven't talked to a single reasonable person who thinks that Dodd-Frank did everything or did anything except kill jobs for our community banks and credit unions.
You see, Senator, the debate so far, as you know, has been all about how to fiddle with this bit, fiddle with that bit. It's a very, very complicated Dodd-Frank piece of legislation. But you're cutting right to it. It's very simple. It doesn't apply if you've got assets less than $10 billion. That takes all those banks off the cutting room floor of Dodd-Frank.
It's a two-page bill.
Yeah.
Look, most small banks are 100 employees or less. Look at it this way. The Federal Reserve Act is 32 pages. Glass-Steagall was 37 pages. Dodd-Frank is 2,300 pages with 22,000 regulations. You can stand on the thing and paint the ceiling. Now, how is a small bank or credit union, which didn't contribute to anything to the meltdown in 2008, how is a small bank or credit union going to comply with that and still make money? They can't, and that's why we've lost 1,700 small institutions since Dodd-Frank was passed. They're either going out of business, or they're selling, or they're merging, and ironically what that does is concentrate the assets which Dodd-Frank was supposed to combat. It just makes no sense. Well,
you got the round of applause that you were expecting and that we wanted. You're a good guy to our production team, let me tell you that. And please, come back again at some point and tell us your progress here. But right now, I want to ask you about this invitation that all senators received to be at the White House tonight for a briefing on North Korea. What are you expecting, Senator?
I don't really know. I have received some informal briefings about North Korea. I think we will have more details. I believe, I don't know this for a fact, but I believe, just as an observer of the news, as you are, that the Chinese leadership and our leadership are communicating about what to do with North Korea. I was in Beijing last week with 3 other senators. We met with Premier Li, the #2 person in China, and Chairman Chong, the #3. We spent about 2.5 hours with each of them, and we were very frank that the American people are concerned about North Korea. We're not going to just sit here and take it. The boy king of North Korea, who has one of the worst haircuts I've ever seen, needs to give up his nuclear weapons.
Senator, we admire your sense of humor, and we'll be looking for a full report tomorrow when we find out what this meeting is all about. But Senator John Kennedy, Republican, Louisiana, thank you very much for being with us, sir. We're obliged to you. Thank you, sir.